Show me the live video so I can reach out.
And welcome back to the Don't Make This Weird podcast. I'm your host, Tony. What is going on with the phone not doing the thing that I wanted to do? Yeah, I'm your host, Tony. Wait a minute. You're not Heather.
Wait, what? I'm not?
You're not Heather.
Oh, yeah, I'm not. Where'd Heather go?
I don't know. Oh, good Lord. This is really weird.
This is really weird.
Guy from let's see, MTG Attitude, Magic Gaming Jerks. Am I missing any of them?
Let's see. This Pipe Dream Gaming.
Pipe Dream Gaming, yes.
Yep. Caretakers of Atoa.
Yep.
Yeah. There's that Don't Make This Weird thing that we do every now and then.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty one. I think we're part of that affiliate channel or something on those lines.
It's something like that. Yeah. We'll get into the affiliate channels a little later on.
Oh, I'm gonna have fun naming those off.
Oh yeah. So yeah, guys, welcome back to the Don't Make This Weird podcast, episode 328. My lovely co-host tonight, Mr. Guy from all of the MTG Attitude army and craziness over there in that land. Yeah, Heather ate some bad gas station sushi and I think she exploded. So Heather, I hope you feel better.
I saw that episode of Futurama. Like that's where you get the worms that are inside of you and they like prepare everything. It's
that's
horrible,
rough,
it's
bro.
terrible at the same time.
So yeah, holy cow, chat is blowing up. Good Lord. Wow.
Yeah,
Apparently they're all here to see you.
I don't know if they're here to see me. I think they were all here to see Heather, and now they're all leaving because they're like, "No, this isn't Heather."
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
She's much better looking than I am.
Indeed. All right, I have to keep moving stuff around here because apparently.
You want me to read off the YouTube chat here, or?
Well, I was gonna say if you wanted to talk amongst yourself to find out how your week was, because we've had a fairly busy week between the two of us. Yeah, I can actually switch screens if you want and talk about your week a little bit while I get some of these other links shared out.
Oh, you get that all set up. I mean, we're talking about a week, so we'll start at last Friday. I had a really good week, but I had a nice long weekend because of Memorial Day weekend. So Saturday, got out in the yard, did a bunch of yard work. Me and my son Liam, stunt double.
Stunt double.
I threw stunt double up on the roof to help me clean off the roof because all the leaves and stuff that it collected from the fall and I didn't clean it during the winter, but collected from the fall and the gutters. There was like small trees growing out of them, so I made him reach in there and clean all that goop up because I don't want to get my hands dirty.
Right.
So we got that all cleaned up. We pushed it all down onto the deck. It's still out on the deck. I'll get to that one day. It's on my list of things to do.
Yes.
And then, Sunday and Monday itself, I didn't do nothing. And you know what? It was amazing. I didn't do a damn. I laid in bed and watched YouTube, just dumb videos, and I didn't do nothing. And you know what?
Nice.
It was refreshing. It was amazing, and I can't wait to do it again. Which leads us into Tuesday, where we played some D&D.
Yes.
Where all the shenanigans happen, leading into somehow they decided me and you, or Daenerys and Lenoris should be the ones that go talk to the High Council.
The mechanical ape.
Yeah, epic decision on their part.
Yes.
Really. We try and convince them to read a book of all knowledge. That I was like, well, we'll help you safeguard that. You shouldn't be the only one safeguarding that knowledge. And they're like, we've been doing it for 3,000 years.
Yeah, and the average age of our characters is like 20 something.
Yeah, and we're like, yeah, we could help. The worst arguments ever, and that's where it ended, actually. So
yes,
we'll see if they let us read the book. Probably not.
Yeah,
and if they do, they're so stupid. Let's see. Brings us into Wednesday. So last night we jerked a little bit.
Yes,
Did a little bit of jerking. It was actually nice. You got the link. You clicked the link. You showed up in the link. That was a nice touch.
I didn't get it from Jay, though. I got it from somebody else.
Yeah, I forwarded it to you. Jason. That's why you need an IT guy in your life. I'm just saying. But, yeah, we got on jerks. We talked a little bit trash. We played some cards. Threw some digital cardboard, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
Which leads us into today.
Here we are.
And Heather's not feeling well, so I'm going to be her, I guess. Well, Heather's not feeling well, so she's the primary, and then Brandon's down in Vegas, so you know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, except for VD. So I guess I'm like third chair. So I'm I'm the backup
tertiary, yes.
Yeah, back up to the backup.
Well, yeah, I mean, apparently Brandon's going for a tramp stamp or something in Vegas, and he's getting some weird logo or something. I don't know.
There was a hangover.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna come back missing a tooth,
and he's got some sort of weird breast implants.
There's gonna be a picture of him with pliers and his own tooth in his hand. He's gonna be like, I don't even know when that happened.
Yeah, and then he's got the other one with the tiger next to him with Mike Tyson.
Yeah, Mike Tyson in the background. That's wholesome.
You know, I would not put that past Brandon. Honestly, because after seeing him at Tuscaloosa and yelling repeatedly at Mary, I gave you brachos.
All right.
Which is great because in a crowd of people, it actually sounds like you gave somebody something a bit more serious than nachos inside of a brat.
Yeah, anything that was achos or just O's or itis. Yeah, that definitely is.
Oh, good God. Yeah. The week's full of shenanigans. I'm going to get into mine because holy shit. It was insane. Last week, obviously, Heather and I did the live on Discord podcast with all you guys jumping in chat and doing all the shenanigans. Then I did open mic night Friday, which was absolutely amazing. So many people came out for it. Like, it's kind of nice having a little local scene around here with all of this incredible talent. Like, not to get extra spicy and saucy on mine, but to put this out there, the Midwest, namely Michigan, has some pretty fucking epic musicians that nobody knows about. Okay. It's pretty insane. Like, go through and look at the history of music in basically the 19th and the 20th century of musical influence just from Michigan. It is fucking scary how good they are. Like Motown, come on, man. Motor City Bad Boys, just like the list goes on, and that's just in like the 60s and that'd be what, the 50s for Motown. Yeah, 50s, 60s, 70s, like we
60s, the early 60s.
Yeah. We just tore it up and we still continually do. Now, I denounce Kid Rock, so I don't put much in there because once you've heard one version of Kid Rock, you've heard them all.
Back in the day, Kid Rock did rock.
Yeah, but
back in the day when he first came out, I don't know about now. I haven't listened to him in probably 15 years.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, he's forgettable. I'm throw shade. Guys hate me. I have the unpopular opinion, but I can't stand Kid Rock.
You got Detroit, so you got Eminem too. You got that for claiming. So
right, 8 Mile, and then you have somebody like Jack White and Third Man Records, which is great. I love Jack White, and everybody throws so much shade at him because Seven Nation Army, but he did so many other cool tunes. And he did it with a two-piece, bro. Like a drums and guitar. Do you have any idea how hard it is to sell that? We know a handful of bands that just do a drums and guitar. It's fucking epic.
Yeah.
So
You
and
guys really
Chillstream
did.
once again suffered greatly because Saturdays someone just can't get his schedule together to get everybody on stream and going, hey, we're going to throw cardboard, or we're going to play Among Us, or we're going to do whatever, however, do some Gartic Phone, which is probably one of my funnest games lately that we've been able to play together. And then,
or we gotta get another friggin' Among Us episode going.
dude, we so do.
Yes.
Like, holy cow, that was so much fun. And get Jay on too, because damn it, Jay, you are fucking hilarious.
He is.
Can I throw this out? And Jay, I hope you watch this, buddy, because we love you. We truly do. But you are so much fun to fuck with, dude.
It's so easy to get him amped up.
Well, that's what was so great is because Tuesday night we did a Rule of Cool, which was so much fun, and I'm still waiting for the day that Brian just goes, you know what? Fuck you all. I'm done because this is bullshit.
Why do you keep letting this happen?
Well, he had what? You, me, Heather, and Dave were the ones that were there for Rule of Cool. And it's hilarious because...
No, it wasn't Dave. It was,
Jay.
It was Boss Jay.
Boss Jay. Sorry, Jay. But and then you have, which, I mean, the four of us are pretty big fucking shenanigans because everybody else literally just runs the party and does the things. Like, you know, shout out to Rudy. That guy is on fucking point almost every single session.
Oh, absolutely.
And then you have Dave, who's just kind of the same type of leadership where, all right, guys, we got to get from point A to point B. This is what we're doing. He's like the big brother of the group.
Yeah, he's the shit show supervisor.
Yes, the shit show supervisor.
Yeah.
And then you have us knuckleheads of going, so yes, we start out as righteous and as dignified as the Lord of the Rings and basically end up becoming Monty Python in search of the Holy Grail.
I mean, if you leave Lenoris alone for any amount of time, there's a food fight happening.
Oh, dude, that I think that's part of the backstory, isn't it? Like, leave Lenoris alone, food fight starts.
That is absolutely canon.
That is canon. So much rich backstory.
Rich backstories.
And then, of course, last night, which...
a food fight.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes. And then, of course, last night, obviously, we were finally able to jerk it because Jay fixed his shit in post. So the links were actually sent out, and it was great because I got the text in the group chat, and he's like, "Hey, try the link," and I'm like, "What link? Send the link, Jay." So then he sends it to me again in my email, and I'm like, "I don't see the link, Jay. What's going on?" And then you sent it to me, and I'm like, "I'm fucking with Jay."
No, it was epic.
And here's the best part: I was the first one to log on to the streaming that we did and just went, hey, the link works fine. I'm here in the green room.
I remember you saying that.
Didn't get any response from Jay. And then I just went, hey, this is where I'm at. And I took a picture of it and sent it in chat. I'm like, Jay, I'm not seeing the link. Send me the link. If you look at the picture, it literally says you are in the green room.
I saw that. I was sitting in the green room. I'm like, all right, let's see where this goes.
Oh, God, it's great. But yeah, it was so much fun finally getting the chance to jump back on and play because it was so fucking frustrating clicking the link. And it was great because you said last night, you're like, yeah, Tony needs an IT guy because the link's not working and he can't find the link and apparently he's half retarded or whatever. And then all of a sudden, everybody else in chat's like, nah, dude, we clicked on the link and it's not working either.
So it kind of started like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Where I wasn't there and you guys were in the chat and like, it doesn't work. It's not working. And like, he was just complaining and he went on with the stream.
Yes.
And then, last week I hopped in with him and I just clicked the link.
Yep.
And I got right in there. And then I was like, just click the link. I'm like yelling at you. I'm like, just click the link. He sent the link. Just click it. I clicked it. I'm here. What are you doing? And then everybody else started chiming in like, no, the link don't work. The link don't. And then halfway through the stream, he's like, oh, I might have forgot to renew my subscription so nobody else can join. Come on, man. What are we doing here?
Oh, God, that's great. So now we have a completely different streaming platform that you guys are using.
I actually really like that one.
Yeah, I do too. And it's funny too, because like I set it up and I forgot that I actually set it up before. So now I have, I think 3 different streams that I set up because, oh God, we set it up. Oh, Jesus, I can't remember. I think it was when we first started gaming doing chill stream. I had set it up under that because I was having issues with Restream.
Yep.
Not because we didn't have the multiple channels, but for whatever reason with Restream, it didn't like working with XSplit at that point in time. But I updated Restream, I updated XSplit, and then everything worked fine the next week. So
I'll also say on the new streaming service that Jay's got set up, the camera looks so much better. The quality.
it does. It
He
truly
kept
does.
complaining. He's like, no, it's just my Wi-Fi. I'm like, dude, I set up your network. It's fine. I tested that stuff. It's fine. No, I need to run a hard line here. The Wi-Fi is not, dude. Sure, whatever you need to do.
Right.
But moving to that new streaming setup, like it looked really good last night.
It did.
It was crystal clear. You could see how ugly he is.
Oh yeah. Well, and especially when he played the videos back and stuff like that. Like that stuff was
Yes.
crisp and clean too.
Yep. So I think it was just the streaming service that we were using at the time.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Don't
that's
quote
what it
me
is.
on that. It might have been a fluke. But
Well, I mean, hey, who knows? You know, we've done it 1,000 times. We've ran on multiple streams and multiple platforms, and everything has just gone completely tits up. But then the very next stream, everything's flawless, and you're like, "What
oh,
the?"
and Jay's in chat.
Oh, Jay! Hi, Jay!
Hi, Jay. We're gonna keep talking about you. Then we'll go to chat.
Exactly.
Just let you know he's in chat. So let's keep talking about him.
Oh, but yeah, so it was great fucking with Jay just to not get the link after 2 weeks. You said that
Yeah, 2
the
weeks.
link didn't work because of his fuck up, and it's like, all right.
2 weeks in a row of him yelling at everybody. Just click the link, and it's like, dude, your link don't work.
Oh God, it was great. So I have to ask, since he's in chat, did he actually look at our group chat when I sent the picture twice that I was actually in the green room, or was he just like, oh fuck you, I'm gonna send the link again?
We're gonna find out in chat apparently. Or he's just gonna send me a middle finger in my text on my phone.
Probably. He's probably just gonna like do a quick selfie with his finger up in front of his face.
Let's see that.
That's totally Jay.
I'm gonna get that as a photo.
Yeah, he's totally short of the one end. But yeah, let's get caught up in chat because you guys are blowing it up. Holy shit! What do you got over there? You got YouTube?
I got YouTube over here.
All right, you go ahead and jump in on YouTube, and then I'll catch up with the rest of the stuff over on all the other chats.
All right, I got Brandon saying hello from Nevada, weirdos. Baghead saying sup, weirdos. I was saying hi to all them. I did tell Brandon, you know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, with the exception of VD.
Yes.
Heather hopping in saying hello, weirdos. Let's see. Baghead says, whoa, Mr. Guy, and shoots me some lovey faces. You too, baby. All right. Brandon says, hi. Baghead is winning. Of course, Baghead is winning. Mr. Guy's garbage. Oh, Brandon. Mr. Guy's garbage. Forgot that one. Heather says, thanks, little buddy. Not a good look over here. Oh, that she's not feeling good.
Yeah.
Baghead's still winning. Of course, Baghead is still winning. Heather, when he had the bad with the ba. Oh, bad with the ba, about when we're talking about the.
Yeah.
Yep. His name.
Yep.
Chris Rock.
Yes.
Not Chris Rock. That guy. Anyway, Heather says hi. Says it. It's hello, boys. Yo, secret. Editor J says secret. Heather says hi, Jay. That's my name. Scooter Lord Emperor. All right. Baghead says I'm gonna name my scooter Lord Emperor J. I don't know what that means, but you go for that, my man.
So you're riding Editor J as Lord Emperor?
Lord
Okay.
Emperor J? And just riding that Lord Emperor J.
Yeah, they see me rolling, they hating.
The Lord Emperor J is here. And then we got Editor J saying, I'm not listening. And then he said, what? That is all caught up in that chat.
Wow, that you guys are blowing it up tonight. I love it. All right,
Jay
so we
says,
got
ride the Emperor.
right. We got Louder over on Facebook saying, "Shut up, Brandon." And then where's the other one? Oh, there it is. He's Louder's over on Twitch saying, "Hey, strange friends." So yeah, riding the Emperor. That's a thing, I guess. That's canon now.
Yep.
So yeah, if you guys did not catch the Mr. Guy's Garbage, you did was it this week? Yeah, I think it was this week where you did Dumpster Junction. What's your function? Didn't you?
No, that was last week. This
That was
week
last week.
I was being lazy and there was a substitute teacher.
Substitute teachers are the worst. Who was it?
It was Jay.
Oh yeah, see, there you go.
It was the worst
Wait, you got the
ever.
worst substitute teacher?
Yeah, he didn't even wheel in the VCR and like play a movie or anything. He gave us a pop quiz.
God, you're the worst.
Worst substitute teacher ever. It wasn't even the topic we were studying.
Right?
Gosh.
Pop quiz. God, that's lame, man. Next time, like, get Evil Dave or something.
Oh, he popped in chat. He says, "Film Mr. Guy's Garbage right now." You know what? I might. If we can't fill time, I just might.
Do it. No balls. Oh, look at that. There he is.
I just might. I was gonna tonight. So you had something for Wednesday, but you know what? Might be not so much a surprise.
That's how that works.
You're all gonna have to watch me screw it all up.
Well, and that's what's great about creating content and people seeing the stuff from behind the scenes, because that was one of the things I was trying to do with Patreon and dropping like Patreon exclusive content. So I was teaching guitar lessons and stuff because oddly enough, you were one of the guys in chat that said, "Hey, I want to see you do guitar lessons." So I'm just like, shit.
Yeah.
Why have I not done that on videos and just shared the content? Because I mean, you know, normally people pay me for that stuff, but then of course Patreon, you pay to be a patron. So why wouldn't I record myself teaching people how to play guitar?
I thought of it kind of twofold, that you could kind of teach it starting from, because you were like, all right, which parts of it? I'm like, start from the beginning and work to the more advanced stuff.
Yeah.
So it's two parts. Like people learn different ways. Like I can watch a video and I can generally learn something, but like an instrument,
Right.
I can watch a video and get an idea.
Yeah.
But the in-person experience is totally different. That hands-on experience, especially with an instrument,
Yes.
is going to be different. So they can kind of learn from you through the YouTube videos, but the in-person experience is going to. So I think that's going to drive more people to you.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was my thought process on it, but that's just the way I learn.
Well, and that's one of the things that it's funny you say that because I was actually jamming out to a little bit of Van Halen today. And I just recently caught Twister because that fucking movie is great, dude. Well, Sammy Hagar was with Van Halen during that time when the movie came out. So they actually recorded the song called Humans Beings. And such a great fucking tune. Well, I've got it on my phone and I've been mowing all week with all the crazy stuff that I've been doing to make some extra cash to get some stuff taken care of, paying the bills, doing the hustle. You know how it is.
Yeah.
But it was crazy because the song came on my playlist as I'm rocking out in my headphones mowing. And I'm like, fuck, I remember how much I love this song. Because you know how you hear a song and it just comes back. You're like, fuck, that song rocks so hard. I need to know how to play this song because you get into the groove and you do that stuff. So I was actually watching how to play the song on YouTube because I had a basis of an understanding of how Eddie does most of his stuff. Now, when you're talking Eddie Van Halen, like that guy is one of the best fucking guitar players on the planet. R.I.P. But once you understand fundamentally what he's doing, then it all just kind of falls in place, because with guitar players, we do a lot of the same note choices if we're going to play certain types of chord progressions. And since Eddie literally had the ear of a genius, he learned how to play piano, and then he transposed all that in his head, because he never learned how to read music. He just understood the music theory part of it audibly. So then translated that to guitar, and then went, oh, okay, so this note goes here, this note goes here, and just played it and made it sound absolutely incredible. So understanding that fundamentally and going, okay, so this is how Eddie does his writing and how he literally takes music theory without even thinking about it, because it just sounds good. And when you have your ear trained that way, that's why ear training is so important when it comes to music. So I'm picking apart the song and listening to it because I'm just fucking rocking out to it. And earlier, I just picked my guitar up and I went back through the video and I'm like, oh, that's what he's doing there. So just like, because I'm watching the live version of them playing it. I don't remember what concert it was, but like he's just fucking ripping the song apart as Eddie did live with any of the stuff that he was doing. And it sounded pretty fucking close to the CD, but it's great being able to do that. Just like you said, going, hey, people learn differently. Sometimes you like to have the explanation behind it, or I am one of those people who are going, so do this, this, and this. And because I've played guitar for almost 4 decades, it clicks and I go, oh, okay, now I understand that.
It's just different learning styles. Like I said, like I can watch a YouTube video and get an idea of something, but if something is more hands-on, like the hands-on experience is such a different experience for me.
Yeah.
And I will actually capture that for a longer period than just watching a video. Like I fixed my truck a couple of times, watching a YouTube video.
Dude,
I'm not a mechanic.
I've done that so many times in the studio. Like, I don't think people understand audio production on a higher level, because you can plug in a microphone, you can do all this, you can do all that, but to actually have a production quality podcast, broadcast, whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's certain things that you have to do to bring that level of production up. I have a background being a recording engineer. So literally going, okay, whatever you're doing, I'm going to capture on tape, which is what I started out with, the old reel-to-reel stuff.
Right.
It was such a cool experience to have because that was analog. But when I made the transition to digital, there were so many other things that you didn't have to do, like comping. Basically what comping is where you have to go back, reel to the spot, and then you've got 1, maybe 2 takes to splice in with a razor blade and then tape it back together and go, okay, here's this spot, and go. Digitally, none of that shit fucking matters because you can drop in wherever you need to do. But when you did it with analog and you had to cut and splice a tape together, God, that was the most fucking painful thing ever. And if you ran out of tape at the end, like say you had to do like a 30-second fade out, right? 30 seconds, not very long. You had to have the tape spliced together for the end of that fade out. And a lot of times you're digging in a trash can to find pieces of tape and shit that you could record over. And oh God, it was a great experience, but I fucking hated it. But it sounded superior to most of the early stuff that they were doing from a digital standpoint. Now, our ears are so funneled into what we call quality sound. Now it really doesn't matter because everybody's being produced on this level and it's audio and video and so on and so forth. But
well, it's digital audio too. It's not that, I don't know. It's not the same.
No, it's not. It truly isn't. Like I think of the old days when music was literally a physical experience because you literally had to pull out the record, go
I was
over
gonna
to the
say,
record machine, put it on there, set the setting of what you wanted it to play at 36 or 72 or whatever it was, and then drop the needle very gently on the record to start playing it. And then the scratch and the little sizzle, and then the speakers just came to life with whatever it was.
and the nerd in me loves that, like the high fidelity of like the really high definition videos and audio you can get online nowadays. But I don't know. I still love fresh pressed vinyl just
Dude,
on the
it's
record
the
player. And just
catharsis, man. It's a physical engagement, and so many people don't have that.
it has a different sound to it. It has a
It does.
different quality to it. It has a different feel to it. And it's really hard to explain. You just
It truly
it's
is.
something else.
Well, when you get the dirt and the grime under your fingernails of analog technology, and that's what I love about grabbing a guitar and going, all right, guys. So spoiler alert, and the reason why I do the things that I do for Guitar Fridays and I get a picture of my hands
Mm.
is to show you the catharsis that I deal with every time I do Guitar Fridays. Cause it's literally lighting up my calluses and
Those
playing
callous
the
fingers.
shit out of my guitar.
Yep.
And sometimes you got to get your fingers dirty.
Yeah. You get them dirty every Friday.
And I love it too, because just when I think that, like, oh man, that was the shittiest fucking show ever. Why do I keep doing this? I'm accomplishing fucking nothing. And then people start chiming in, oh man, that was a great fucking Guitar Fridays. Like, you need to do that again. And I go, what? Suck?
I've never seen a Guitar Friday where you sucked.
But that's my point, though, is that when you're on this side of the camera and you're creating content or you're providing entertainment, you're too close to what's being presented out there.
All right, I'm tracking now. Yep.
So when there's a response that's not on this side of the camera and somebody goes, holy shit, how the fuck did you pull that off? Like, I was doing the acoustic improv stuff, which I've gotten so much feedback on, which thank you guys again for chiming in with that, because I posted on all the social media platforms. But having the ability to do that, because newsflash, along with showing you how dirty my hands are because it's a catharsis for me, I go in, I don't rehearse. I literally pick up my guitar. If I've played that day, I maybe practiced my exercises and got my fingers to do the things that I need them to do. But aside from that, I haven't created anything. I just go in completely dry with nothing and go, okay, showtime, here we go. And
Rip right into it.
that's what comes out of it, because I at first it was a fear response, because I'm like, what if I have nothing to play? Then I'm going to be fucking Walt Disney and just dead air of me holding a guitar going, I like to play. But then pushing past that fear response and going, yeah, fuck it. You're a dude playing a guitar. Have fun with it.
And you're in your room by yourself too. I know you have people watching you and all that, but you're just in a room by yourself and just I think like moments you just get into that zone
Yeah.
and you just go off. Like I said, I've never seen a bad Guitar Friday. Like I love listening to that. I have that in the background a lot of the times.
Yeah, see, and you're not the first person to say that. Like, dude, thank you for providing amazing background content for my Fridays. And like, it's funny because like life got a little fucking crazy there for a little bit, and I couldn't do it consistently. And people are like, dude, when you coming back with Guitar Fridays? I'm like, you guys really like this shit? They're like, yes, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I organized this, or I got this done just listening to you play your ass off. And I'm like, oh wow, that's really cool. I appreciate that. I didn't know that I was having that kind of effect on your Friday night, because for purely selfish reasons, when I started this, it was I was doing it to keep my chops tight, because during the whole pandemic bullshit, I couldn't go out and do session work. I couldn't go and do gigs or fly-in gigs and whatnot and get paid, a couple $100 a night to go sit and just play with somebody.
Right.
So that was my catharsis to go, okay, I got to keep my chops tight. I got to do the things that I got to do, or I'm going to go fucking stir crazy because I have to create. I have to use these things to get the faculties to continually move the way that I need them to do, and to get the shit that's in my head out.
To just create something and make something. Yep.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy because I was actually talking to a student of mine and I said, here's the funny part about this. I played guitar for, well, fuck. Okay, so let's do some math here. I started playing guitar when I was 14. I am 47 now, so do the math. And
33 years?
Yeah, we'll go with that. And it's hilarious because things on the guitar didn't start making sense to me till about 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, mind you, so this student was like, well, what do you have for experience? And I said, so I started out with private lessons. I did 6 years of private lessons. Shout out to Scott. Man, we need to get back into the studio again. And then I did 4 years at university, transcribing and learning higher applications of music theory. And then immediately went
conservatory.
Yes, and conservatory. Yes. Oh yeah, it's all the posh bullshit that they tell you that you have to do, and you don't really do it. Because I went to a community college, and they were trying to phase out the music program.
Okay.
So we got to go to the university as a trial thing for 2 years because it was the only other college that was around the area, or the university.
The university that had the music program?
Yeah. So us community college kids got to go to university for 2 years because they had the music courses that were literally just right around the corner.
Loophole.
Right. So the two universities did this together. Here's the funny part about it. All the community college music kids were in bands and playing and doing all this other stuff, while the university kids were just focusing on like classical studies and doing this, that, and the other thing.
I'm going to play Beethoven.
Right. So you had all of this, predominantly guys, which was funny because there was a few females that were in the community college doing the music program.
Yeah.
But we would go to the university, and it was great because all the university chicks were like, hey, you're in that band. So they'd want to hang out with us guys because we were in bands.
I saw you at that cafe last night.
Right. So it was great because then all the university guys were like, oh, you're taking all the girls. You guys are stupid. You're community guys. And it's like, yeah, but we can walk circles around you when it comes to playing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anyways, that was part of the conversation that I was having with one of my students. And I'm like, and I've done all of this stuff. I've done session work. I've done recording. I started my own studio, just blah, 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 blah. All of this application of music and playing guitar and going from instrument to instrument and learning how to do this stuff, transcribing classical instrumentation from one instrument to the other in sections and whole symphonies of stuff. Like I was transcribing for one of the university professors a 72-piece orchestra because the music transcription that they got was falling apart. So I had to sit there and literally take all of the music and piece the music together on one line of music from a violin, and had to transcribe a 72-piece orchestra. And it was, God, it was the worst fucking thing ever. But when I was done with it, when you have that, it's a pretty big self-accomplishment.
Yeah.
Because you took one instrument and created 72.
I don't even know. I can't even fathom how you actually do that.
It's understanding how each instrument. So think about this, right? And this is where things really started to click with me from a music standpoint about 3 years ago. Is I was doing all this stuff because it was the application of it. It wasn't, and I've had music in my head for years to get this stuff out of my head. And I was like, oh, well, that goes there, that goes there. So how that works is, okay, so I got this violin piece, which was the outlying thing for the 72-piece orchestra. Each section has basically 3 to 4 notes that you're playing. So you were talking about chairs: first chair, second chair, third chair, possibly fourth chair, depending on how these sections work. So there's the first section, second section, and third section. So depending on how these notes are played, generally the first chair plays the melody, or the top note of the chord, if you will. And then the other sections fill that out. So with each section, you're forming one chord based on that section, or melody section. So you're layering this stuff with that instrument. Well, then you've got cellos, then you've got contrabasses, then you've got flutes, then you've got clarinets, then you have, the brass section, which totally takes on a totally different section. Like, you've heard the tuba, right? What's the tuba do? Oompa, oompa. It's right.
Yep.
It's one note or a series of notes that these chords are filled out. So when you listen to stuff like Beethoven, and you're hearing all of this instrumentation going dun 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 dun, they're huge, gigantic chords inside of each one of these instruments being played. So transcribing that and figuring out, oh, this instrument section's playing this chord, or this instrument section's playing this chord. Now this instrument section is playing the melody. So you have the flute, so you have the trumpets. So these different instruments, and understanding how all of this stuff comes together. Now, here's the funny part about it is, once I got that done, then my college professor actually gave me the transcription that he had transcribed based on the original piece of music that he went through and painstakingly pieced back together, because the manuscript was falling apart. Here's the funny part about it. I had all of it right, except there was a couple of like brass sections between like the trombones and like the French horns and stuff like that I had switched around. So the one instrument was playing the one part, and the other instrument was playing the other part.
Oh, okay.
Well, think about it. So you listen to rock and roll, right? Heavy metal,
Yeah.
whatever. So the next time, and I encourage you guys in chat, do this too. Listen to just one instrument while this whole entire thing is playing, and try and pick it out. Like just the guitar, or just the bass, or just the drums.
And how it plays into the song, and
Right. Now, you can kind of get away with this when you play with the treble and the bass, but it also turns it into mud. So now, some of the older music, which is really cool, they did the stereo spectrum, where a lot of the times they would have the guitar in the right channel and the bass and drums in the left channel. So if you didn't have your left speaker, if you guys remember riding around in your old hoopties where you only had one speaker, you'd only hear the drums and bass and the vocals. And there's no guitar.
You had a blown out speaker.
Right, exactly. So hearing these different things, that's where I got to go through and cheat, because I had the shittiest vehicles on the planet when I was first buying vehicles. So if I had to transcribe stuff, or if I had to learn parts, I would go to the library, which was great for classical music, because you could get tapes, and then you could put it in your tape deck and listen to it. And there was countless nights where I'd be sitting in my old 1976 Nova listening to my tape deck as I'm sitting there literally by the dashboard light writing down transcriptions because my speakers were blown.
76 Nova. Yeah, you win.
Yeah, it was great.
My first car was an '83 Plymouth Reliant. So
Nice. Yeah, I had one of those. I also had
I
a
don't know
Buick
about
Century.
I don't know about nice, but yeah, it was a car.
Yeah, right. Well, but that was the thing, though, is like all of that came down. And so when I told my student this,
Yeah.
she looked at me and she's like, and you've been playing guitar for almost 4 decades? And I'm like, yeah, that's the thing is when it's so ingrained into your brain and you're doing something. And like this is with any career, like you've been in the military, you've done something 15,000 times just out of repetition. But
Yeah,
it doesn't,
rehearsal, repetition, and practice is key.
right.
Yep.
But when it starts to click and it becomes automatic and things in like somebody just plugs you in and you go, holy shit, now it makes sense.
Okay, I get you. Yep.
And that's the way it was for me about 3 years ago because I remember it very, I was actually sitting right here working on and recording some stuff. And oddly enough, I think there was like some sort of head trauma or something because I dropped a guitar pick. So I leaned down and then proceeded to bang my head on this.
Yeah. I smacked my head, and then it all made sense.
And in all honesty, that's when it came down because I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. And of course, I had a nice little gash right here. And then I hit my guitar as I was sitting back up, and it just like, frown. And I'm like, oh my God, it makes sense because this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. It's all connected. Because you would see different pieces. Like, you know, they talk about the box position or the cage position or the first 4 frets of doing the cowboy chords. And you're like, okay, I got that. That makes sense.
Okay.
But then, you know, due to, you know, blunt force head trauma and bumping my guitar to hit the strings after almost, you know, 4 decades of playing, it just now I look at it and I go, oh, wow, that's easy. I can literally do this in any key, any chord progression. Holy shit. Now it makes fucking sense.
So when you truly became a goldfish with a head injury is when it all made sense.
Exactly. And that's my point. I don't encourage to have head injuries, but you know,
Sometimes CTE is necessary.
well, we got to get caught up in chat because YouTube is still fucking blowing up, man.
Oh yeah, it's always blowing up.
Well, go ahead and jump on that.
Where did we live off? We left off at film Mr. Guy Garbage now. That's still a possibility for the evening. I got Heather in chat saying Guy is being my substitute tonight. No, that is incorrect. I'm being Brandon's substitute. Brandon is your substitute.
Yes.
I'm the substitute for the substitute because that's how things work.
Yeah.
Baghead said he's hot for the teacher. Oh, for substitute. Baghead apparently is hot for Jay.
All right.
Jay saying turn Guy up and film this shit. Or film my shit. That's right. Yeah. Time Capsule says hi, howdy. Baghead said I heard Edit J plays the spoons and the jug. And he's throwing some rhinos in chat. Yeah,
nice.
That's kind of normal. And yes, he does play I don't know about the jug. I've never seen him play the jug, but he definitely does the spoons.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
He plays drums too.
We got to record that one day and put it on Mr. Guy's Garbage, or it would definitely be a garbage video. Don Carr says, hi, Tony and Guy. Baghead is another one. Howdy. We got a bunch of howdy. Editor J said, bees? That's all random. Editor J, I want to be weird someday. Yeah.
You should come on and co-host with us, bro.
Yeah, he definitely should. Let's see. Baghead. Mr. Guy, sorry. Baghead is high. How high are you? I did reply to Mr. Baghead. Yeah, I replied to Mr. Baghead. 200 days, buddy. 200 days to high guy.
Wait, it's 200 days?
It's 200 days. Well, it's 201, but I mean, it's after hours, so it's 200 days remaining.
Yeah, that's facts.
18 December, my man.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Baghead's throwing a bunch of whole smiley faces and stuff like that. Baghead is famous. Played a one-chord wonder masterpiece.
Yes, he did.
Throwing some more rhinos, a couple of guitars, some musical instruments in there. Time Capsule. One man's bad day is another man's Guitar Friday.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, Time Capsule. I appreciate that, man.
I love me some Guitar Friday in the background. Baghead is a better guitar player than Tony. Ooh, challenge thrown.
I mean, he's not wrong. That's facts, bro. Baghead is a musical fucking genius.
All
Well,
right.
hello.
Michael Bloom shows up in chat. He says, yo. Heather says, I'm always picking out the
Yes.
bass. And Brandon says, poor Tony's gash.
Yeah, my gash was swollen and red.
You're going to have to explain that one. Go on, good sir. Let's talk about your gash.
No, that was the thing is, some of the oddest things that I swear it has everything to do with the blunt force trauma to my dome because, yeah.
Oh, that gash. Okay.
What? Oh, gross. Did you swallow that?
I was reading between the lines.
But it's crazy because so many times I've had, so I remember, God, I was stupid young. And my dad was fixing the catalytic converter or muffler or something. And
exhaust system.
Right. He's like, here, hold this. And I was like, okay. I'm like 6, 7 years old.
Was it the flashlight?
Well, no, I was literally like holding it with a pair of pliers or some bullshit like that. And he's, yanking on it, swearing at it, doing the father thing. And then proceeds to drop it on my head.
Like a father should.
Right. And I'm just like laying there going, ow.
Yeah. Well, what did you learn?
Don't hold the exhaust with a pair of pliers.
Yeah. Life lessons.
And here's the best part about this. So I think it was like 2 weeks later or something. And this is one of the cars where they had the bumper jack. I don't know if you remember those things because they were so fucking safe.
I knew that no. Go on. Yeah.
So of course, the knucklehead that I am, still very young, probably having, I'm sure, a concussion, possibly a brain bleed. He's like, hey, let the bumper jack out and bring it down. And I was like, okay, how do I do that?
No
He's
way.
like, just click the switch on the side of it and pull out the tire iron. So I was like, oh, okay. So I grabbed the tire iron and then flicked the switch at the same time. Do you remember what happens when you do that? Yeah. Well, I am exactly at the height of where this was at. So when I grabbed a hold of it, I went like this to see where the switch was at. And the tire iron proceeded to go wham, 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 wham. And knocked me on my ass. I'm pretty sure that that cost a few different things. Luckily, nothing was broken, but I had a nice fat bruise all through here for probably like 2 months straight.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah.
Can you carry the conversation for a minute? I gotta check something real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah. Go ahead. You're good. I'm gonna blow it up here. That way, we can see that. There we go. Yeah, Heather says life lessons and head injuries. I can't tell you how many times that's been the case with me of having several head injuries and then after that having some sort of life lessons. Like it was dumb. But yeah, that's where most of my music came from and having the realization of that. We were doing a gig, oh God, probably 10, 15 years ago. And it was on a stage where they were like, okay, hey, you come up through the bottom of the stage and be mindful where the hole in the stage is at. So when you go running past it, you're going to be just fine. And you're going to miss the big ass hole you just came up from the bottom of the stage from. 2 songs in, I go hauling ass across stage. Where do you think I crashed at? Through the fucking hole in the stage that we came up to the bottom of it. Yep. Guitar was fine. I had a bunch of slivers in the side of my head. It scrapes all down my arm, all down my side, ripped my shirt. Got back up and finished the set because I'm bleeding all over the place. But yeah, be careful of that hole in the stage because it'll give you the old blunt force trauma to the nugget. But there's been several times having that growing up and having blunt force trauma to my dome. Like I remember changing a doorknob when I was, God, I don't even know, 14, 15, something like that. Okay. And it was funny because the way that the doors were at the old house, they would literally open up into each other. So I'm standing in the hallway changing this doorknob on my mom's bedroom because the door broke or the knob, it was so old and came apart. And the way that the closet door opened up swung back. And if you were standing there, right in the old nugget. So I'm standing in the hallway changing this doorknob. And of course, she opens up the hallway door and right in my nugget. Knocked me. I saw stars. What?
Uh-oh. You getting called?
Who's knocking on the door?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably Shelby.
Hey, I'm doing a show. Well, give me a minute. So yeah, and then for 6 months, my rhythm guitar player said my personality changed, and I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" So then, oddly enough, 6 months went by, and I'm changing the doorknob on the other side of the hallway, where the other side of the door opens up and hits you in the same place. So I'm standing there basically sitting the same way. Mother opens up the door, hits me in the same spot, apparently snaps me back into normal toning. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I don't remember much of that 6 months. But after that, I started writing my own music because things just made sense musically. Okay. So and that's many times. So we were out at this one lake, and me and my rhythm guitar player were snorkeling because we were out there. We had our girlfriends and doing whatever, drinking, being inappropriate with all kinds of crazy stuff. It was a different time back then.
No,
so my cousin, being the knucklehead that he is, proceeded to toss a rock. Now, this rock was probably about yay big.
All right.
And I was coming up.
One.
Yes, absolutely. I was coming up because I got water in my snorkel, so I was trying to spit it out, and that didn't work. So as I'm coming up, right in the old noggin.
That's always a good time.
Yeah. And like I did, it took me to my knee, and then it instantaneously threw up.
I was gonna say, I'm amazed it didn't instantaneously knock you out.
Apparently, I can take a hit like a champ back in the day, because I mean, my brother accidentally hit me in the back of the head with Louisville Slugger when we were playing 500. I got the scar back there somewhere. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to test that theory because I am too old and that shit fucking hurts.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
we don't heal like we used to.
Well, yeah, I've had the bell rung a few times, and people are like, "Holy shit, how are you still standing?" And I'm like, "I can count a potato chip."
I can count a potato salad.
But yeah, and that's what was the funny part about it. Apparently, when that happened, I came home, and for like the next 2 months, I ended up writing like an album's worth of music with the one of the reel-to-reels that we had, and my rhythm guitar player at the time was like, holy shit, we need to hit you in the head more often. I'm like, please don't, because that shit hurts.
Do we have any children in the audience? Which I believe we do not. But we are not advocating that you create head injuries that make you smell the color purple,
Exactly.
so that you can play music better. We are not advocating for that.
Yeah.
Go on.
Please don't do that. But yeah, I mean, and it's so funny because now fast forward, years later, and being able to do all of the stuff that I've done with music, paying bills, touring. Like by the time I was 17, I had been to 24 states. And then when I moved out to Las Vegas in 97, I'd only added 3 states to my roster, which was Arizona, New Mexico, and Nevada. Every other state, pretty much the Midwest and a handful of states around that area I had been to, including Alaska, which was funny enough. But but yeah, I mean, it was hilarious because I had those types of parents that are like, you need to get a real job. Music ain't gonna take you anywhere. You're just gonna be a drunk druggie. And I'm like, I just made $3,000 last night.
Also, druggy. That's not bad.
Hey, I didn't choose the guitar. The guitar chose me.
Exactly.
But it is. It's like a drug where once you get that creative juice,
once it starts flowing, it has to keep flowing.
Yeah, and it's incredibly addicting because you took something that was in the ether, if you will, that did not exist, and now it's tangible. You could reach out and touch it, and it's audible. I love that quote. I don't remember who said it or where.
It's audible and it's shareable.
Well, right. And I don't remember that quote, but someone said, way smarter than me, that said, music is the sound. What is it? Music is the sound that you make when words can't express what you're trying to say.
I don't know who said that either.
Right.
But it is beautiful.
Well, right. And that's my point. It's like, music, I can't tell you how many times music has made so much sense in my life when nothing else has.
Music is the expression of the words you don't know how to say.
Yes, exactly. Wow, that sounds so much more elegant than the shit that I just said.
I say words sometimes.
Words are hard, bro.
Words are hard, man.
But yeah, that's my journey with all of that has been just absolutely mind-blowing because, you work at something and you try to get the faculties of it. And you're just like, what the hell is going on? Why does this not make sense? And then you walk away and you don't do it for a couple of days or a week or a month or 6 months. And then you come back to it and it's like, oh, that's fucking easy. That just makes sense. You're like, wait a minute, I'm doing it. How the fuck?
Like riding a bicycle?
Yeah. But not realizing you're riding the bicycle because it's literally the simple mechanics of you're pushing down with your foot.
All right. I can follow that.
Because that honestly, when you look at it, you're literally steering and pushing down with your foot. That's the mechanics of riding a bike.
Yeah.
Same thing with guitar. You're steering while pushing down with your foot because you're counting to 4.
Depending on what the crescendo is, but yeah.
Well, but fundamentally speaking, most Western music is in 4/4 time. So if you can count to 4, you can play, 9/10 of Western music.
Yeah, if you could play 4/4, if you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1
right,
and 2 and 3 and a 4. If you can do that, you can play pretty much 90% of what's out there.
Yeah. And if you learn 4 chords, you can play loosely 90% of rock and roll music. Sometimes 3 chords, which makes it really easy.
But I think
wow.
if you could do the other things, the 1-3, the 3-3s, and you could do that stuff, that's what separates you from the pack.
Yeah.
Everybody, I think every basic musician can play 4-4.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was so we're going to talk more about multiple time and goofy time.
We probably
like that.
should expand that a little bit further so that anybody in the audience that doesn't know what that is, and it's not Baghead, obviously, but
So
anybody else who doesn't know what that is should probably have at least a bit of an understanding of what that stands for.
we're going to get into that right after the break here because I just realized we're at the top of the hour. But remind me, Mission Impossible. So I'm going to switch over to the Strange Friends Media wall so everybody can see that because we're going to talk about the ones that are under the Strange Friends Media umbrella, and then I'll get into the ones that we're affiliated with. So I don't know if you can see those on your screen just yet.
I can see them up there.
All right. Go ahead and list off the ones that are under the Strange Friends Media umbrella. They're good.
I'm going to list off the ones that I actually that I know. I actually know all of them. Some of them I'm looking at. I'm like, crap. What does that stand for? We got Baghead, because of course we have Baghead.
Of course we do.
Right now. We got some Suck My Deck every Monday. Check them out. So there's some gaming jerks. A little bit of Chaos Gaming. My brain. I'm going to let you do that one. Don't Make This Weird podcast. We're sitting on that right now. Why are you talking about this? Chill Stream, Guitar Fridays, because of course, MTG Attitude. We got MTG Dreamer, which leads right into Rule of Cool. Let's see, Twiddler's Place and Action Surge. And I'll let you take the couple I missed.
Okay. Then we've got Initiative Impossible, Was It Worth It, and Tempest Striker Gaming. Guys, go down to the featured chat channel tab and give these guys some love. Like we love the channels that we have on Strange Friends Media here. And we also love the channels that we love hosting on sometimes or just affiliated with. Like, just show some love, guys. Like these channels are growing as we are. And, it's about helping this little community become bigger and bigger so we can do epic shit together. That's what it's about, co-creating and doing that stuff. And quickly want to run over here to Patreon and give these guys a shout out because they're helping us create exclusive to Patreon only content. So the Weirdos, Editor J, Mr. Guy, hey, you're one of our patrons. I just realized that.
You didn't realize that?
Yeah, I'm a little slow to the uptake.
I'm not a patron. I'm just a weirdo.
Well, there's that. Then we got the Deckheads, Big Box Dave. I got a load page. I still don't know who that is. And then Relentless Magic. We also have groupies, which, as usual, I'm in midlife and I don't have any. And then we've got Strange Friends. So thank to all the patrons for paying us to do ridiculously stupid shit. And you guys keep coming back for it. So thank you guys so much for supporting our shenanigans and whatnot.
The patrons help keep the channel going too. So
indeed. So if you guys want to become a patron, the links are in the description. Guys, go check that stuff out. All of the channels and the shenanigans and stuff that we do are in the featured tabs and the featured channel tabs. We also have all of the stuff where we've got our sponsors, which Brandon never did get me the freaking sponsors. We got Gemtech, we got Dubby. Great stuff, by the way. I actually finished my last one, as you guys can see. It was the Beach and Peach, which was incredible. It was a toss-up between the Galaxy Grenade and the Beach and Peach. I wasn't so much a fan of the Dragonade, but they all were really good flavors. So, guys, go support that. We also have Inked Gaming as a sponsor. All the codes down there in our description, guys. Go check them out. When you buy stuff, we get a little portion of it. So and it all goes to running the channel and doing the things that we do. And we actually do support these guys and buy their stuff because we're not going to go through and chill for something we wouldn't support. So we appreciate all of our affiliate sponsors and getting us paid and doing stuff. So let's get back into the chat real quick, and then we will pick up with what I said because I totally mind blanked on what it was now.
I got to figure out where I was in the chat here. All right. Life lessons and head injuries. I'm pretty sure that's where we
Yep.
left off.
That sounds familiar.
So, Heather, this is why you need a crash helmet.
Yep.
Sure. Not me till I go a professional show. All right. Baghead said Crash Panda.
Yes.
That's probably when I had to step away for a little bit. Dog's going crazy. So, Baghead said share with Baghead, Tony. There's a bunch of mushrooms and rainbows, and there's a wizard and some rhinos, because of course there are.
We're smoking wizards? Okay, let me guess.
Yeah, we are smoking all the rainbows and wizards and mushrooms. Yeah. And Heather says, music is a universal language. No matter who you talk to genuinely, you can have a conversation of music, no matter the difference between the individuals. No matter the difference between the individuals or the language that they speak. Music is universal in that way, in that sense.
You know, it's funny because I was watching Despicable Me with, was it 2 or was it 1? I think it was 1.
It doesn't matter. They're all awesome.
Whenever they stole the pyramids, I had to laugh because the introduction scene.
I think that was 2.
Was it 2? So the introduction scene is they have a tour bus that is jamming Sweet Home Alabama. And that's when I realized, I'm like, wow, music really is the universal language, because I'm pretty sure regardless of where you're at in the world, everyone knows Sweet Home Alabama.
And even if they don't, like they know the melody.
Right.
And they don't know the word, but they know the melody.
Right. So having that reach across multiple cultures, multiple languages, you know, when you hear those first two, dun, 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 everybody knows, turn it up. Right.
Yep.
Exactly. So having that where you don't even speak the same language, you're literally from opposite ends of the world, but you start playing that song and you're immediately bobbing your head because we are all made up of frequency and vibration. So when you hit that on a global level, it just takes you to places, and then all the other bullshit that divide just doesn't fucking matter. So thank you, music. I'm going to keep doing it. But that's what it was. I remember now. Odd time signatures. So as you were talking about, 9/10 of Western music is in 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Yeah.
So Mission Impossible, the theme song, you guys have heard that. Right. So that's in 5/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as you're counting that, it's not in 4 because people so you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's generally like a group of 3 and a group of 2. It's almost like a waltz, but right. But it's creating that melody. So when you're playing that part on guitar, you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So having that and odd time signatures. Now, if you look at like a lot of the ballady stuff, that's in 6/8. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. What's more the waltzy type stuff. Right. And then you've got various different, you've got 7/8, you've got 9/8, you've got 12/8, all of these different, and it's based on, so to go back to the simplistic part of it, there's, could go 4/4. So 4/4 time signature, real simple, is it's 4 beats per measure,
Yep.
and the quarter note gets 1 beat. So when you start subdividing that and changing the top number, that's how many beats per measure and what note gets 1 count. So if, say you're doing 6/8, right? Once again, it's completely simple. You get 6 beats per measure. The 8th note gets 1 beat. Because normally if it was in 4/4, it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and.
Yep.
So subdividing and doing that stuff just to give you some simple basic music theory. That's where it starts to get a bit crazy, because when you're not even thinking about it and it comes down to a feeling, like think yes, music math is hard indeed. But
it is hard, but it's not. So in a
it's a pulse.
4/4, you have 4 beats. So you have a 1, 2, 3,
Yes.
4, which is a tap, 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 tap. 1, 2, 3, 4. But you can split that and accelerate that, still be 4/4. So 1
Yes.
and 2 and 3 and 4.
Yes.
Where it's a little faster, but you're still only doing the 4 beats. You just have the sub beats that go within it.
Yes. So all of you in chat that have seen the movie Dirty Dancing, the original one, not the one that they did, but the one with Patrick Swayze, when they are teaching each other how to dance, or he's teaching the girl how to dance, and you're talking about the tango or the conga or any of that stuff, it's a pulse. So if you can feel the pulse, then you can feel the rhythm, like tango, dun 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 dun, and it's all in that movement of that pulse. So I have to laugh when you watch Dirty Dancing and he's teaching you how to count the steps by feeling the pulse of the beat. That's why literally bass and drums set the pulse of the music. Like everybody, when pop music, for instance, people are like, oh, I love this song. Why do you love this song? Because the beat, and I can feel the bass. Well, that's what it's about. You can feel the pulse of the song and you start bobbing your head. Now, when you look at a lot of metalheads, which is where a lot of us come in, and you've got, the breakdown, jung 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 jung, and you're just like banging your head to this. I mean, even simplify it, go back to Metallica, the song One, right? Everybody knows the part. Da 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 da. I mean, everybody knows that part. But when that part hits of the song, you're just like, yeah. So once again, it's a pulse. Because when you think of music, think of frequency and vibration. Now, enough vibrations at an amplified level, when you go to a concert, that's vibrations at a very loud level. So it's a really cool thing. Like if you look at anything with the study of music, like psychoacoustics and frequency and vibration, there's reasons why they don't play certain songs in stadiums and auditoriums, because it will literally shake the foundation into the dirt.
Okay, I didn't know that, and that sounds a little off, but sure.
Well, okay, so the Colosseums and stuff that they would do in Roman times, right?
Okay.
They would permit
a whole lot of heavy metal back then, but go on.
Well, right, but here's the thing: is there were certain frequencies that you could play with harps and with trumpets and so on and so forth. Like, let's go back even farther. Let's go to the biblical times with the Battle of Jericho, right? So they marched around the city 7 times, and then the 7th day, it said, or God said, hey, blow your horns, make a bunch of fucking noise, right? So the shofar is what the instrument is. It's basically a ram's horn that they blow into. Now, if you've ever heard one of these things, it is loud as fuck.
That's
and
like
you
the
can
Viking
create...
horn kind of thing.
Yeah. Think like a Slayer concert, but with more violence. Unleash the horde.
It's like a Slayer concert, but with gladiators.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing that historians have continually gone back to for the study of frequency, vibration, and sound with the chauffeurs. Now you have a whole army of doing this, right? And they literally just marched around the city. The sonic boom of these chauffeurs with that many people doing this thing literally shook the foundation of the city into rubble, into dust, because of that level of vibration. Like, it was insane. So taking that, moving it forward through the course of history, that they did the same thing in Rome. Like, there were certain pieces of music that were composed that they could not play because it would shake the foundations of the Colosseums. And you can look this up. Like, I encourage you guys to do this stuff because it's really freaking cool.
Google fact checking this, but also, did they find the brown note?
Actually, yeah, they did, because they used it for crowd control in the 50s. Because, little known fact, do you know who invented the public address system, or the PA system?
I do not.
The Germans.
That makes sense.
Because, do you know why they invented it? Is so Adolf Hitler could get to more of the masses and they could hear what he was saying.
I mean, that believe it or not, that seems fitting.
Right. So
for that time and the inventions that were made during that time.
Right. German engineering, man. I'm telling you, I don't agree with the Nazis, but they came up with some really cool shit.
I mean, we did take a lot of their scientists to make a lot of our stuff. So I'm not saying what they did was right. I'm saying the scientists, their ingenuity.
Right. That's what I'm saying, is that, when you get into sonic manipulation, I mean, think about this. Okay. Yes, it's fantasy, but look at the movie The Hulk. Okay. How did they manipulate the Hulk? Through sonic manipulation. They literally had a Humvee with a
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They still have those types of designs, just like they did back in the 50s, or I think
it's a real system, but it's not readily used.
Right, but that's my point though, is they use that for crowd control in the 50s. They hit a certain frequency and literally made the crowd shit their pants, because it rattled
that. I didn't know about the shit my pants thing, but
oh yeah, it literally rattled their intestines to where they completely lost control of their bodily functions because it was a certain frequency.
Shit after that, I'm so fact checking this,
dude. Look it up. I'm serious.
I'm gonna build one in my backyard. I swear to
God. I can help you out with that. I want to say it's like what is it, like 73 hertz or something like that, or 63 hertz. It's literally the brown note, because, or no, wait a minute. Sorry. Is it 23 hertz? It's literally at the bottom end of the human spectrum where you can't hear it, but you can definitely feel it.
No.
Yeah.
So they can't hear it, but they're going to shit their bed. My neighbor's going to hate me.
Basically, yeah, that's what it comes down to, because here's the thing. The frequencies that can do damage, like, we're talking at a cellular level, because when you start...
Oh, yeah. They're below the hearing frequency.
Right. Or you're talking about like the supersonics of when you're getting into like the thousands and the hundreds of thousands of frequencies.
Right. You 20K.
Right. Here's the thing, is they've done studies, and I'm not making this shit up. Like, look this stuff up. It's fucking crazy, where 100,000 hertz or 300,000 hertz can literally eradicate free roaming radicals in your body. And the Egyptians were doing this shit.
Now I think you're pushing that limit.
No, look it up, man.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna fact check you afterwards. I think you're pushing the envelope here, but
yeah, it's insane. Well, it's called harmonic balance, and they were doing this stuff because they figured this stuff out back then. The problem is they were looking at it as pseudoscience back then. I mean, you're talking what, 3,000-4,000 years ago, because they figured this out through wind and harmonic No, it was wind and oh god, they were using the wind and amplification of bending metals a certain way, just kind of like a really big ass fucking wind chime.
Vibrations,
Yes.
essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was really freaking cool. Because think about this. What is it? In Switzerland, they have those big ass freaking. They look like didgeridoos, but like you blow into them, they're all and they echo through the mountains.
Oh, yeah, the thing in the Ricola commercial.
Yes, the Ricola commercial. That's what I'm talking. They were doing this shit only with buildings in Egypt to where they had it built a certain way that when the wind blew in one direction, it would you'd be able to walk through these different buildings and it would fuck with your harmonic structure in your body and trying to align the frequencies. It was the coolest fucking shit ever, dude.
I'm gonna have to Google all of this.
I'm telling you, man.
You sound pretty conspiracy theorist right now.
Look, call me a tinfoil hat freak, but like they did. I was reading this shit at the university, going, no fucking way. Why are they not doing anything with this? Because, well, there was a few different times that I got in trouble for talking in class, so I had to go to a place where they dealt with the unruly lot of us. But yeah.
Oh, no, we are not the unruly lot. We are the good lot. Yeah, that's good, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, dude, here's the thing. Tesla figured this shit out, and he basically had something like this, and they did this shit on Mythbusters, which was fucking great. They created an oscillation, right? And they just let it go. And Tesla figured this shit out and started this thing. Well, then the building started to basically shake uncontrollably, and he smashed it with a sledgehammer to get it to turn off. Because if he would have left it go any longer, it would have put the building into the street. Mythbusters did the same thing with a bridge. And the next thing you know, the bridge was starting to have structural and the structural integrity of the bridge was being compromised. Think of that video back in the day where the bridge is flipping around and the car's on it.
Yeah.
Okay. That was wind hitting the right frequency to cause the bridge to basically shake itself apart.
Okay.
I'm serious, man. Look this shit up. It's the coolest shit ever. Sound is such a powerful thing.
It absolutely is, because sound is a type of wave.
Yes.
So it definitely has effects. I'm just not sure about those effects, and I'm gonna Google. I'm gonna fact check.
You will go down a huge fucking rabbit hole.
Oh, I love going down rabbit holes.
Telling you, man. Once you dig into the subject, I'm like, oh my God, wait, there's more shit that you didn't talk about? Because then you'd sound like a complete fucking tinfoil hat nut job. Yeah.
I mean, you're not wearing a tinfoil hat right now, so I'm not thinking that you're a tinfoil hat nut job, but buddy.
Yeah. Well, let's get caught up in chat real quick before we shut this crazy shit show that we're talking about, music, which I could talk about it for days and days and days. But
I know, and I love it actually. I'm actually enthralled, and like I want to go look some stuff up, and and I can kind of feed off that too, because like I understand a little bit of music, playing drums when I was younger, but I am not current with anything. But anyway, back over to chat.
What we got in chat?
Baghead said Mr. Guy owes him a golden trash can for never missing an episode. You know what? I got you.
Wait, there was an option to get a golden trash can?
Nope, but there is now. Baghead. That's
Son
one
of
of
a
my
bitch.
notes. Golden trash can. You, sir, I'm gonna regret saying that.
That's fucking amazing.
I'm actually just gonna take my trash and mail it to him. But I'll spray paint it gold. Music math is hard. Yes, it is. Tony is being weird again. Yes, he is. Time capsule. It creates a standing wave.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what it's called.
Okay. Baghead said a German car or a guitar is a luxury item.
Yep.
Or a German car or a guitar is a luxury item. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what he said. And Time Capsule says it's called a standing wave. Yep. You're right. It's called a standing wave.
I was trying to remember what the hell it was actually called, but yeah. Dude,
that.
standing waves, holy shit. Just look up some of the damage that standing waves has caused
Yep.
in history, because people are like, well, I don't know what the hell's going on. Understanding the acoustic science, or the psychoacoustics of how that stuff, like they will intentionally go into a stadium to shoot it acoustically to figure out the best way to disperse the sound so it doesn't compromise the structure.
See, I've always known about where they go in and they try to get the sound to bounce in the most acoustically appropriate places. I didn't know about the whole compromising the structure thing, and I'm going to Google that shit.
Dude,
it's wrong. I will either be here next week or I will be in chat next week being like, nope, here's my facts.
It is absolutely insane the amount of stuff that they are still studying music under a scientific level, even from like the Big Bang. There was that apparently it's still echoing in the universe from the time that
one I actually do know.
Right. But and here's the funny part about it is they can't even quantify just how loud this actually was. Now, I have my own theories, but if there was nothing in existence and then all of a sudden you have a sound, like, think about this. If it is even a whisper that breaks the silence, like somebody speaks something, how loud is that actual Big Bang?
My thing, and I follow a lot of astrophysics. It's just one of those. It's not something I like studied in any way. Just something that really, really, I love learning about, and it blows my mind. But
yeah.
To think that prior to the Big Bang, there was no such thing as space or time. So time did not exist.
Right.
So how did it happen?
Right.
Like that thought of infinity prior and infinity after, but there has to be a start or an end, but there really can't be because infinity is forever. Like that is just mind-boggling. That just breaks your mind a little bit.
Yes.
That forever was before and forever is from now on. And it just there was a time in between. But no, it's forever.
But here's the crazy part about it. So when you look at it from a sonic standpoint of frequency and vibration, literally sound can create light. It's insane.
Okay.
Because of the way that the frequency breaks down. Like when you look at it, so you have a 60 cycle hum, right?
Okay.
Where do you get the 60 cycle hum?
Well,
through an
sound can create a vibration within the air, or it can create a frequency within the air that your eyes can perceive as light.
Exactly. Think of the Tesla coil, right? Literally electrons, neutrons, and oh God, math and stuff.
We're gonna break down into quantum science tonight. I hope everybody's buckled in for this.
But that's the thing. See, time capsule, brother. I agree with you 1,000%. Because holy shit, when you're talking about that, man, that is the loudest fucking thing, and it's the Big Bang. Anyways, the point that I'm getting at is when you look at a Tesla coil, it's literally the electrons and what is it called? The protons, electrons, and neutrons. That's what I was looking for. So these things are vibrating at such a fast rate, they are creating light. With Tesla, when he designed his Tesla coil, it's shooting at such a fast rate that you're creating not only sound, but you're creating light because it's at such an accelerated point, which here's the cool part about that. Do you know what a Tesla coil actually creates? Plasma. Because it's so hot, it's so fast. And if you're not wearing protective gear, you're literally going to weld yourself on a plasma level to the device.
Plasma is virtually the heat of the sun, basically.
Exactly. And Tesla was wielding this shit in his lab, sending out lightning shows that, Mark Twain was like, bro, that's probably pretty dangerous, but you look like you got this.
I mean, Mark Twain. He was a pretty badass if you do a little bit of research into him, but he was
look, with all of that
yourself, but it's going to be badass. I'm watching.
Well, when you look at the fact that, Einstein was even quoted when they asked him, hey, what's it like to be the most intelligent person on the planet? He said, I don't know. You're going to have to ask Nikola Tesla.
Right.
And then you think about this, like Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, and Mark Twain were tea buddies. They would actually sit and have conversations while drinking tea. I would have loved to have sat at that table because all of them were musicians.
Einstein was a musician?
Yeah, he played the violin.
Oh, okay. Yep. All right. Yep. Got it. Yep. That tracks.
And it's amazing because when you look at that, I mean, I'm not speaking of myself, but when you look at some of the greater minds of our time, all of them may have not been accomplished musicians, but they played an instrument as a form of meditation and focus to get their ideas out of their head.
To get the creativity
yes.
going and get the ideas out of there. Yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah. See, mine's just brain damage and dumb luck.
Same here, my man.
Oh, good God. But yeah, it's quite amazing when you look at, I just watched a video. Oh God, was it on Instagram, I think? And I started doing some digging in this stuff where they got a snapshot or a video of the point of conception. And when this happens, it literally creates, I think it was a zinc explosion at the point of conception. There's literally zinc trails that radiate from this, and it creates a flash of light at the point of conception. And I went, no shit. So vibrations at the heat of life, it's literally the spark that they're always talking about, where, life equals light. And like, you can go into all of that other hoodoo, new age bullshit. But like, when you look at it, you're supposed to be literally the light of the world through frequency and vibration. And bro, I'm telling you, man, there's so many cool things that you can get into when you understand. Like, dude, Albert Einstein said, I want to know how God thinks. Nikola Tesla said, when you think of the universe, think of frequency and vibration. All of these genius minds of our time said, look, there's something bigger than all of us. But in the same token, it's literally as simple as going, hey, I wonder how this thing works. And I'm going to tear it apart and I'm going to look at it from an analytical standpoint just to have a better understanding. Yeah.
And that's how quantum mechanics and astrophysics and physics itself came into existence.
Exactly.
We got to save some stuff for next week too. So I might have to come back next week just to continue this conversation.
I'm telling you, man, you should totally come back.
Fact checking. I am totally fact checking.
Dude, here's the thing.
Just be like, standing wave is either bullshit, or gonna be like, holy crap, I looked up standing wave. You gotta know about this.
Well, I invite you back to come back and continue this conversation, because it is getting pretty late, my friend. But yeah, holy cow, you guys are blowing it up in chat. We love the fact that you guys come hang out with us. And Guy, man, thank you so much for jumping into the last minute. And
I do not mind being third fiddle.
See, and we had the slight conversation of going, shit, I don't know if I can make it through the duration because I'm not that great of a conversationalist.
I'm not that great of a conversationalist. Like I told you about my week, I'm pretty sure you carried most of this.
Well, I mean, hey, you had, I think, an amazing contribution to a lot of this stuff and asking questions and contributing your part of it. Because, I mean, dude, you've got just as much science under your belt as the rest of us do.
I know all about the sciences.
Oh, good God. Well, if you guys have made it this far, hey, go ahead and punch that like button in the mouth. Make sure that's right. Make sure you're subscribed because we drop new content, I think, almost every day. I don't know. It's been crazy. But all here, we're going to go back real quick and pull up the Strange Friends Media wall of fame with all the fancy people that we hang out with and the content that we create. Guys, go follow these guys. They're all in the featured channels tab down there. And you can find a lot of the stuff on our channel. But if you go tell them, go to their comment section and be like, hey, these weird guys sent me over here to leave a comment. And they'll get back to us and be like, hey, stop sending your weird friends over here.
Stop sending the weirdos over.
And then you have the patrons. Shout out to all of them guys. Thank you so much. Episode 328 in the books. Holy shit.
Nice. This is the first time I've co-hosted, so 328 in the books.
I think you did really well. And you're coming back, so we have to finish this conversation.
We do have to finish the conversation. I'm fact-checking everything.
Yeah, do it. You're gonna learn some really cool shit, man.
I'm either gonna learn some really cool shit and be like, oh my God, or I'm gonna come back and be like, no, you're totally wrong because I will do it.
All right. Well, if you guys we're do all the social media stuff, we're bouncing out of here. So yeah, we'll see you guys later. And remember, keep it weird.
I was gonna say, don't make it weird.
See you guys later.
That is all.